Alright guys, so this is another Into the Infinityverse vid where I kind of give you a little peek behind the curtain of the Infinityverse, the shared fanfiction universe that me and my friend Jason Voorhees 2011 do. And today I'm going to be talking about some future teams that you're going to be seeing in the Infinityverse at some point or another. There's no, set... well, one is coming soon, but I don't want to say which one. I will be talking about the teams, though. But yeah, there are certain characters that are going to be joining the Infinityverse, or certain characters that are going to show up in these storylines, and there are also going to be team members in here that you're going to be surprised by. So let's get started. So the first team that we kind of thought outside of the Infinity League, which is the big superhero team that protects protects Earth and all that. The main thing with this is that in the first kind of sub-team we kind of thought of was Infinity League Dark, which is pretty much like our Justice League Dark or Midnight Suns or Spirits of Vengeance. This team, as you can imagine, is pretty much several supernatural characters, and there are going to be some members on that team that you're going to be surprised by. This is also going to be a direct sequel to Mystic Wars, which is the current storyline that miniseries that I'm doing. I actually finished, as of this recording, the second chapter for Mystic Wars, and have sent it off to Jason, so it could be uploaded soon, so be on the lookout for that. But basically, Infinity League Dark is the sequel to Mystic Wars, and in there, several supernatural characters are brought together to stop a major war between two factions that could easily, and they may turn Earth into the battleground. You can imagine it's heaven and hell. It's one of those, stop heaven and hell from, triggering the apocalypse a little too soon. It's been done before, but hey, it never hurts to do it over. Every story's been told before, so might as well tell it over again. I don't want to say who the members of the team are, but like I said, if you have been keeping up with Mystic Wars, you can probably guess some of the team members already. And this will form the Infinity League Dark, and you'll see them from time to time. Anyway, so there you go. Speaking of another Infinity League team, we have Infinity League BC. This was inspired by Avengers BC. Although it's not so much like a primal version of the characters. It's more like them in the past, like those characters in the past. BC just sounded cool. But anyway, so that story is going to focus on Atem, who is, of course, the Pharaoh from Yu-Gi-Oh! And Atem, in the Infinityverse timeline, is the Sorcerer Supreme. He is the king of Egypt and the guardian, the magical guardian of the world as well. Sorry about that. So that's the idea. The other team members are other characters from the past, and some of them are characters who have taken on the roles of certain other characters. You may not see a certain character, but you will see their mantle there. It'll make a little more sense when this shows up. But anyway, also the villain I don't want to spoil, because the villain in here is going to play a major part in the Infinityverse way down the line. Way down the line. So we don't want to spoil the villain in there. You will be surprised of who the villain is, though. Anyway, so following that, we have Savages. Now, this is inspired by the Savage Avengers. Now, the Savages are some of the Infinityverse's most dangerous heroes. Not so much, anti-heroes and monsters and what have you. Some of the most dangerous members in the Infinity League, and most violent. These are guys who have a body count to them in the Infinityverse. And they are facing a villain who I've been waiting and wanting to put in the Infinityverse for a long-ass time, like you don't even know. And I thought this is the time to bring in this villain to the Infinityverse, because it makes so much sense to use that villain for this kind of story. This villain isn't immortal. He's also very powerful, and he is also someone who is a character who can just do a lot of damage. He's intelligent, He is a perfect villain in my opinion. He is the perfect villain. And I've waited so long to use this character in the Infinity Verse, and I can't wait to use him. So that was the idea for Savages. It's also going to deal with some of the fallout from Infinity Verse No Road Home, which is the storyline of which several characters are now lost in time, and they're trying to stop Savatini, who is a TMNT villain, from collecting the time energy that Time Baby left behind after Bill killed him. I know there's more to it than Bill killing Time Baby, but yeah, for the sake of argument, yeah, Time Baby's fucking dead, and Savatini is trying to collect all that time energy, and it's actually some of the fallout from No Road Home is going to influence what happens in Savages, much like how in No Road Home inspired some of the had some effects for Savage Avengers, excuse me. So there's a bit about, there is a bit about that. Let's see, Savages, yeah, Infinity League BC and Infinity League Dark. Trying to think of who else, what other team I'm trying to think of that'll show up at some point or another. Infinity League 1924. Now, this is actually something we referenced in New Frontier, which you guys can click the link below and check out that storyline in one of the stories. And actually, Infinity League 1924, since I've already referenced it in New Frontier when I wrote that segment, that story is pretty much a miniseries that deals with the first time Mirage tried to enter Earth, and there was no Sorcerer Supreme that stopped her. That could stop her. There was no Sorcerer Supreme who could really stop her, and she was actually working with Demona from Gargoyles, and that team had several characters who were not so much, who some of them were immortal and some of them were mantle bearers of certain other characters. So there's a little bit about that. That team was actually inspired by Avengers 1951, Avengers 1959, excuse me, which was a mini-series that dealt with Nick Fury building his own proto-Avengers team with like Namora and Sabretooth and all that. So that was kind of the idea there, but it was in the the early 20s. Anyway, so there you go. That is pretty much some of the teams. Now, before anyone asks, there's no real set date that most of these teams will appear. I just wanted to get this out here and gauge kind of reactions. And also, please do not give us more team ideas. We're kind of trying to, we've got enough teams as it is, and we want to think of it for ourselves. We don't want to be forced into doing anything. We don't want to, that's just, we like doing the Infinity Verse for fun. Don't make it look like work. We already have lives of our own, and this is really fun for us, so please don't ruin the fun. So, so please do not, I'm not trying to sound like a dick here, I'm just telling you how it is that please don't try to say put this team, put this team member on there, or make this team, or make this team, or make this team member of the team. No, we will not do that. So just FYI, just not going to let you, that's not going to happen. So anyway, and there will be other future teams out there. There will be other teams out there, but for right now, those are the ones that we've got thought of. So who knows? Maybe we'll see more you'll see more sub teams in the Infinity Verse at some point or another. So there you go, guys. Once again, hope you all enjoyed this. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I thought it would be kind of fun to kind of talk about all these little teams, because we're just building this Infinity Verse, and Jason and I are having so much fun with just kind of this world building and how all these characters have been working together so well and so fluidly. Anyway, so once again, you guys tell us in the comments below. What did you guys think of this? Like it, hate it, and once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.